This review is brought to you by Audible. Battlefield 4, yes, it's the end of the year. That's when we pretend to play army and shoot each other in the face. Battlefield's a franchise I've always enjoyed. I still have very fond memories of the first time I played 1942 at a preview event and just couldn't get my head around what you could get away with in the course of that game. One caveat at the top, I am not an expert multiplayer player. As a result of what my job asked me to do, which is to try to play as many games as I can, I don't ever get to spend enough time with any one game to develop that sense of amazing skill and preternatural aptitude. So bear in mind with this review that I was looking at Battlefield 4 from the point of view of someone who really does enjoy going online and playing with friends. But in terms of sort of that professional grade exacting way of analyzing it, I know there's far more accomplished people out there to do that, and this is more if Battlefield 4 is fun.
Going down!
Mayhem. That's Battlefield at its core. Ever since the release of 1942 back in 2002, the franchise is justifiably known for facilitating emergent moments of inspired chaos that either compel or alienate players depending on their dispositions. Battlefield 4 still revels in those moments and continues to offer up instances of awe as planes careen into the ground and buildings disintegrate. This time, it's even bigger. And big has its virtues and discontent. The centerpiece accomplishment of this outing is Conquest Mode that allows for 64 players to have at it on next-gen systems and PC. And the fact that the maps can handle it without feeling cramped is remarkable. But multiplayer is all about the moment, and combat, for the most part, is still happening in your immediate environment, making the map size benefit spectacle more than gameplay. Not to dismiss the undeniable novelty of sailing to your map point, destroying what you will along the way, but strategically, what is in front of you will always take precedence over what is happening tens of virtual miles away. Those virtual miles are keenly felt when you don't have a vehicle to traverse the larger maps. Running or swimming is again an unfortunate side effect, and some maps, in particular Parasol Storm and Flood Zone, can find you waylaid, digging your thumb into the control stick as you desperately paddle through the water to get to the action. Then again, that's what Battlefield is. And the benefit of having such large spaces is for sniping and missiles, to say nothing of the opportunity to slow down for a second and get your bearings before entering the fray. Once you enter the breach, the game still knows how to be exciting. Most of the levels have control points that are cleverly designed with verticality and places to squirrel yourself away, and the levels as a whole provide the sense of security that quickly erodes as you realize time and again how exposed you really are. This is all the more apparent as the pervasively destructible environment comes into play. Walls don't last for long in Battlefield 4. That's the core joy of the Battlefield franchise, the player invention and the satisfaction that derives from recognizing opportunity and seeing it through. Over the course of playing the game, I was constantly caught up with new paths to take, new locations to hunker down in, and other players finding fresh ways to undermine everything I was doing. As intense and hardcore as the game presents itself, there's an inherent silliness to Battlefield that makes it tick and keeps it compulsive. At its best, Battlefield 4 capitalizes on its inherent appeal to provide thrilling moments of entertainment. Now, if there's one thing that gets overused in a multiplayer review, it's the admonition to play as a team. But in the case of Battlefield 4, it cannot be overstated. The size of the maps become less of an issue if you work with your squad to choose which objective to tackle next. Rounding a corner by yourself, only to find a healthy opposing squad waiting for you, is tedious. Taking that corner with 5 others becomes an exciting firefight and defines what this game is all about. Alongside the Conquest Mode is the new Obliteration game. A bomb randomly spawns on the map, and both sides fight over acquisition and getting it to one of 3 detonation locations on the map. It's a clever design as it both focuses the combat while simultaneously spanning the entire environment. Additionally, there's Domination, which is all about holding points on the map. Returning again is Rush, which has one team attacking a base and one defending. In all of these cases, certain modes prefer particular maps. Operation Locker, a brilliant small map, is exquisite for domination, but struggles with obliteration. Parasol Storm, with its large amount of water, can make Rush a little challenging with boats that took a fair amount of time to spawn. And the map Flood Zone is just all around tough to manage if you're not on the rooftops and the streets are covered in water. But what about the much ballyhooed Levolution? Each map has aspects that change over time. Long Kong Dam has a dam that collapses, sending chunks of concrete all over the map. Paracel Storm has a hurricane that increases in intensity as the match plays on, eventually sending a massive boat onto shore. Without a doubt, these moments are dramatic, and some are triggered by player actions, and all of them do change the landscape. But their impact on strategy is a bit muted, because there is a fair amount of consistency as to how they impact the playing space. More significant are the smaller, destructible objects and structures, which are wholly caused by player actions and come with little warning. Battlefield 4 also has a single-player campaign that is an improvement over Battlefield 3, but is still a joyless slog. Your squad, Tombstone, find themselves in the midst of China collapsing through the machinations of a renegade general. After setting off an EMP bomb, contact with the larger American military is impossible, and the conflict is contextualized with the limited information your squad gains through the course of trying to protect an important Chinese VIP. Or at least that's what I think happened.
What are you talking about?
Watch your language with me, son.
It's actually an interesting concept to tell the story from a micro level, but the writing is so abysmal that even the talents of Michael K. Williams cannot breathe life into the heavy-handed and painfully earnest dialogue.
And I got the name Irish because I have.
The combat, far less scripted than 3, is nonetheless lifeless, and despite having some large areas to fight in, never realizes the sense of player creativity exemplified in the multiplayer. Set pieces abound, but there's nothing too astonishing about destroyed boats and collapsing dams here. In fact, much of the campaign feels oddly obligatory for its nominal length.
Get out of here! Fucking bullshit, man! You hear me?
Battlefield was and is a multiplayer game at its heart, and the fun is there. If you've never gravitated to its style of play, I can't see how 4 is going to convert anyone, but the new maps and modes reinvigorate a franchise that very effectively understands its appeal. A 4 out of 5. All right, there you have it. Yes, I played this on the PlayStation 4, and I also played it on the PC. My thoughts on the Xbox One experience will have to be shared at a later date. One thing that's very important, I have really explained to you what I thought about the game. I cannot say with confidence how the online is going to be handled on the PlayStation 4 and obviously on the Xbox One. We're not ready with those consoles out there in the wild yet, and so I do ask you to take everything with a grain of salt. PC, on the other hand, played very consistently, and I think there's a little bit more confidence there because, well, PCs are already available to human beings. So there you have it. We also are going to be doing a comparison video about the experiences on playing it on the multiple platforms that this game is coming out on, so make sure you check it over there. And with that, let's take a moment to thank our sponsor, Audible. Audible is the leading provider of digital audiobooks with over 150,000 titles available in just about every genre. Download it to your phone, tablet, or MP3 and listen anywhere, anytime. Today, I am recommending Catch-22, yes, Joseph Heller's famous book about war and the absurdity of it. So it ties in with Battlefield, you see? Best of all, you can get a free audiobook of your choice and support Rev3 Games when you head over to audible.com/Rev3Games.